Hi. Happy Tuesday. It's live TV. We work without a net around here. It is the 17th day of November, 2020. I'm Dan Kuntz, and we're back at it for another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on another overcast and cool day. Ironically, right now it's 36 degrees outside of our studios. We didn't get higher than 38 yesterday. Our high on Monday was 38. Our low was 34. That was it. And our 38-degree high yesterday was at 10:41 in the morning. Then it kind of just stayed there, and then it got colder. As the afternoon went on, we had quite a bit of rain, 0.29 inches of rain. Not quite a record, but pretty close to record rainfall. And that cold front that came in and associated with all that rain is going to move through today. So we're going to have some, they tell us, some substantially warmer temperatures today. Any precipitation down here will be rain. Anything else could be snow, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty quiet day weather-wise. So this gives you an idea of how odd yesterday's weather was. Chelan is not that far away from us, right? Maybe, 35 miles, 40 miles as the crow flies. We had almost a third of an inch of rain, pretty steady rain throughout the day on Monday. Chelan didn't get any. No measurable precipitation, and we're not that far apart from each other. And then you go into the Medahow Valley, from Medahow into Twisp and up to Winthrop and Mazama. They had snow, substantial snow, pretty impressive accumulations of snow yesterday in the Medahow Valley. Mother Nature just kept throwing all kinds of different things our way, but again, fairly quiet weather-wise. Details are coming up, lots of news to get to, sports. We'll hear from the three coaches. We'll hear from Coach Carroll of the Seahawks, Coach Rolovich from the Cougars, and Coach Lake from the Huskies, talking about the weekend's football gridiron activities and previewing what they have coming up. Plus, we have the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and Mike Magnotti got an opinion as well. Let's start our tour, see what we got today. Cameras look to be a little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday at this time, we couldn't make out the valley at all, but look at that low-hanging bank of clouds over the Wenatchee Valley. Now, again, we're looking for some pretty substantial southerly and southeasterly winds later on today. And so it could be a little windy day. It's also going to be ushering in some warmer air. They tell us, again, that 38-degree high was well below what the National Weather Service was predicting. But Mother Nature can be fickle. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. We're not at sunrise yet. That's not for another few minutes. 7:09 this morning. Sunrise, sunset tonight, 4:22, 9 hours and 13 minutes of daylight. Let's see what Megan wants to look at this morning. She wants to look at that, and I'm looking at that. And I'm thinking either Blag or Tumwater. It's Steins Hill, so it's neither. Not far from Blag, anyway, kind of a distance from Tumwater. Steins Hill over the Cashmere area. I'm having a hard time figuring out what direction that camera is pointing in, but it's on top of Steins Hill with the clouds and the fog and the lions and the tigers and the bears, oh my, dominating your view there. Camera number 3. Let's see, we haven't used that one. Is that number 1 canyon? Number 1 canyon. So that ribbon of street that you see there is 5th Street, running the length all the way down from the Columbia River, then all the way up into the foothills of the Wenatchee Valley, passing the college campus. So that's a camera we have not used in a long time. Up number 1 canyon on the Wenatchee side of the river. Look at the clouds just right along the East Wenatchee bench. So when the clouds are hanging low clouds and fog, it kind of limits our ability to see what's going on out there. Camera 4. We're off to Omi Gardens. Oh me, oh my, pointed back towards the Wenatchee Valley. Wenatchee all lit up. East Wenatchee can't quite see it. My guess is the Cougar Ridge camera, which would be to your left, is probably all but unusable. Stemelt Complex at the bottom of your screen. The Stemelt Retail Store, you will be seeing me later on today. I got to load up on my fruits and vegetables, the Otavashian Bridge, and all things cloudy and foggy on this Tuesday morning. So those are our views from our friends at Sky-Fi. 5 minutes after the hour from our friends of the National Weather Service. Here's what we're looking at. Again, a little bit of light rain today. They say we're going to get up to 48, which would be above normal and certainly a lot warmer than yesterday's 38-degree mark. A little windy later on this afternoon, not much. This morning, a light southeast wind And it's going to pick up in intensity this afternoon to about 15 miles an hour, the occasional gust stronger than that. So we're looking to scour out the clouds a little bit, but it's going to be fairly cloudy for most of the day today. Slight chance of light rain tonight. We'll clear out a little bit, 34 for the overnight low. Wednesday, about a 50% chance of rain. Mild temperatures, 48 is above normal. With a little bit of snow in the mountain passes, not much. Passes are just going to get a little inch here and a little inch there. We'll talk about that shortly. Wednesday night, snow level is going to be hovering right around 2,300 feet, but no real chance of precipitation. Wednesday night will dip down to 32. Thursday, a few sun breaks. Snow level is going to be pretty low, but there's no precipitation in the forecast at all on Thursday with a high of 47. Friday, mostly sunny. The sun's going to come out at least one time this week with a high of about 46 or so. And then we'll jump ahead to the weekend because we can. Partly sunny Saturday, high of 46. Overnight lows hovering right around the freezing mark. Snow level is going to be right around 2,700 feet really throughout this period. And so we're looking at rain. If we get any precipitation at all, it's going to be hit and miss. And it will be rain here in the Wenatchee Valley with some snow in the upper elevations. When the snow level goes down, the odds of rain actually are going down as well. So the snow level will dip down on occasion to 1,700 feet, 1,500 feet. But when it dips down, the odds of precipitation, be it rain or snow, is also going down with it. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Whatever precipitation we get is going to be rain, and whatever precipitation in the higher elevations will be snow for the upcoming week. And there you go. There's your forecast into the weekend from the National Weather Service. To the major mountain passes we go. No real issues today. Things are looking pretty smooth. If you're driving into the Cascades, please, of course, use an automobile. No advisories, no restrictions on I-90, Snoqualmie Pass, bare and wet. Down the road you go. Stevens Pass looks pretty good. There's a traction tire advisory. It's raining on Stevens Pass. It's 35 degrees up there. There's still some snow and slush right at the summit, so they do have a traction tire advisory there. But I'm seeing a lot of asphalt on US 2 at the summit. In Blewett Pass, you're fine. The only problem there, visibility is kind of cloudy and foggy up on Blewett Pass. The roadway is fine. The roadway is bare and wet. Little snow accumulation, none really expected today in the mountain passes. Half an inch tonight, maybe an inch or two on Wednesday, inch or two Wednesday night, inch or two Thursday. No significant snowfall right through the weekend until they get to Saturday night and Sunday. Then the chance of snow is going to go up. But really, all this week, an inch here, an inch there, that's really all you're talking about. And if you're taking Blewett or I-90, Snoqualmie Pass, you're not going to have any real snow at all. Most of the snow will be relegated to US 2 Stevens. And that is your weather forecast and your past report. 8 minutes after the hour. Going to take a quick 1-minute break, so don't dilly-dally around. Come right back and join us with your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
9 minutes after the hour, it is overcast, it is foggy, it is misty. It's 36 degrees outside of our studios. Going to see fairly cloudy day today, a little wind at times, some light rain. Highs will be much warmer in the upper 40s, we're told on this Tuesday. Here are your headlines. A 17-year-old girl is dead and a Bridgeport man is in jail after a weekend vehicular crash. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies say 35-year-old Christopher Joe Williams crashed a 2011 Honda Accord just after 6 o'clock. This happened Saturday night in the 300 block of 17th Street in Bridgeport, and it killed the teenage occupant identified as Tessa L. Johnson of Bridgeport. Deputies say she was pronounced dead at Three Rivers Hospital in Brewster. Williams remains held in the Okanagan County Jail. He faces likely charges of vehicular homicide and DUI. 3 passengers were hospitalized and the driver charged with DUI early Sunday when a vehicle crashed and rolled onto its top. This happened not far from our studios, as a matter of fact. Wenatchee Police Department Sergeant Nathan Hahn said yesterday he doesn't have information on the extent of the injuries, but 3 of the 4 passengers in the car, they were able to get out of the vehicle on their own, while firefighters had to use extraction equipment to get the 4th passenger out. Charged with drunken driving, 22-year-old Rengel Santillan Cruz. The accident happened about 1:30 in the morning on Sunday in the 500 block of Chelan Avenue. That's the S-curve there where Chelan merges with Mission Street. Highway 97A south of Antioch closed for about an hour late Saturday afternoon after a car caught fire. Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant said the vehicle was a total loss, but the driver was not injured. He said the driver noticed smoke coming from the vehicle and was able to pull over to the shoulder of the highway. The highway was closed just before 5 o'clock. Bryant said traffic was stopped because of visibility concerns from the smoke and ammunition in the vehicle that was exploding. State Patrol says an off-duty Grant County Fire District 6 firefighter risked his life and rescued a man from a burning car Sunday afternoon along Lake Lenoir near Soap Lake. Look at that footage. Trooper John Bryant said in addition to being on fire, the upside-down car was on the edge of a cliff when volunteer firefighter Daniel Bergen, as you see pictured there, he used a rock, broke the driver's side window, and pulled the man to safety. The State Patrol said Eliseo Martinez was pulling a trailer with a boat on it just before 3 Sunday afternoon when his vehicle left the roadway and rolled. The trailer detached, went down a steep ravine, while the boat and car stopped just short of plunging down a hillside. Martinez was transported to Columbia Basin Hospital and was cited for wheels off the roadway and not having insurance for the vehicle. A Wenatchee landscaping company fined $3,500 this fall for illegal burning in Douglas County. The Washington State Department of Ecology says Young Bucks Landscaping set fire to a heap of gathered brush just outside of East Wenatchee last year. Ecology assessed the $3,500 fine in September. The violation followed similar infractions committed by the company since 2016. Speaking of ecology, Chelan County wants to fortify itself against climate change, and Monday it released a draft for its plans to do so. The Chelan County Climate Resiliency Strategy warns that the average local temperatures could increase by almost 6 degrees Fahrenheit over the next 30 years, with more winter rainfall and less snowpack in the mountains. Responses including, added water storage, increasing preparation for wildfires and floods, and sustainable farming practices. They're all on the table. Agency partnerships and community workshops have all contributed to the planning process. More public planning workshops are scheduled for December 2nd and 3rd. The Chelan County Natural Resources Department plans to issue an agenda for those meetings. And finally, Eastmont Parks and Rec says last week it's officially completed its new futsal field at Eastmont Community Park. The project was fueled by local donations and a grant from the U.S. Soccer Foundation. It's a multi-purpose athletic field that's been in the works for the last couple of years anyway. Futsal is essentially, it's a soccer field, but it has fewer players. They use a smaller ball, and they play the game on a smaller field. Organizers say it's going to be a great addition to the park, especially for some of the younger athletes, and that's what's making news. At 14 minutes after the hour, we'll have a newscast for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. You can watch it right here on this very television station, or watch it on demand on your smart device right around 5 o'clock at your own volition with a preview of the stories we're working on. Here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, local elected and health officials will come together on Thursday to speak about COVID-19, and it'll all be broadcast live right here on the NCW Life channel. After a soggy day yesterday, more showers are in our future today too, but so are unseasonably warm temperatures. I'll have all the details coming up in your North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has more on Sunday's loss to the Rams and the upcoming Thursday night game with Arizona. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. As Grant mentioned, there will be a press conference. It'll be held Thursday Thursday night at 6 o'clock, and we are going to be carrying that press conference live right here on the NCW Life channel. Local elected officials and local healthcare officials will address the COVID-19 pandemic from a local perspective. And again, we will have that press conference for you live right here on the NCW Life channel Thursday night at 6 o'clock. One more housekeeping note I want to get through. As you well know, the Sangster Motors Building North Central Washington virtual tour of homes was held last week and wrapped up on Sunday night. And we have the winners of the online vote. And I wanted to congratulate Sadler Construction for Best Kitchen for their home in the Crescent Bar area, spectacular home there. The winner of the Best Exterior, and then again, this was an online vote on the BNCW website. Best Exterior went to Carlisle Construction for the Leavenworth family home. Carlisle Construction also won Best Overall, the #1 prize for that same home in Leavenworth, and the Best Master Suite, Sadler Construction for that spectacular home in the Crescent Bar area. And by the way, you can watch the Sangster Motors BNCW tour of homes on this television station today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Just go to our website and download the program guide. We were proud to be a part of that. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrities and all that good stuff. And yeah, look at the bottom of your screen. That's how you get a hold of us. We love to hear from you, and you're good at doing that. All right, you can email us, Facebook, whatever the case may be. Going to take a break. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up on Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I'm a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Downtown Manson is Washington's best-kept wine secret. Over a dozen tasting rooms are within walking distance. Experience Ancestry Cellars, featuring wines rooted in family traditions, or Skagit Cellars, where East meets West in every vintage. And don't miss Rio Vista Wines, home of the original wine slushie. All three are kid-friendly. Isn't it time you had a taste of Manson?
We're back at 18 minutes after the hour. Let's do a little sports. Seahawks don't have a lot of time to dwell on Sunday's loss to the Rams, 23-17. They got turned right around and play on Thursday night. They got the Arizona Cardinals coming to town. In yesterday's press conference, Coach Pete Carroll said after watching the film of Sunday's game, he realizes that the Seahawks had a lot of chances that they blew.
We had a chance to, in what wound up being a close football game, so many chances as always, and even with the plays that we were disappointed with, the opportunity was there, and we need to find our way. This was a game they did a good job of holding us down offensively. We didn't click like we want to, and we thought we could throw the ball like we had been, and weren't able to in this game. And so it turns out being a loss on the road that we really needed. So we're going to have to work our way back. I know that we're all tied right now, and so that just makes the point of every game being a championship game, more clear.
Of course, the Seahawks have lost a couple of games in a row now. Russell Wilson has committed 7 turnovers in those 2 losses. Pete Carroll denying that his quarterback might be pressing a little bit for a lack of a running game, and obviously the defense has some serious holes in it. But he said Monday he did find an example of Russell Wilson trying to do just a little too much.
I think that we made some mistakes in this game that just don't look normal for us, and there's the one play that jumps out at us is the interception when he could have taken off and run, and he saw something downfield and took a shot at it. That's an indication, that he could have taken what's in front of him. Russ and I both talked about, how you follow your instincts. Of the first opportunity, let's go take advantage of it and go to the next play, and that's an illustration of one play that was like that.
Greg Bell is a sports reporter with the Tacoma News Tribune, and he had an interesting exchange with Coach Pete Carroll in the press conference on how Russell Wilson and the Seahawks offense has changed without having Chris Carson in the backfield.
I can feel it, you know. I just think it's been a little bit different. And we got to make sure that we, like I've been saying here, we got to make sure that we stay balanced. We got to keep our game together.
Even when he was succeeding, throwing it all over the place, at least he had Carson back there as a threat. This isn't how you want to play offense. How important is it to get at least Hyde or Carson back to play the way you really want to play?
It's important to us. It really is. And if they're not able to, then we have to develop the other guys. We've got to make sure that we're going to it. And it's just part of the way we play. And it's felt a little bit different. And I'd like to get us back to, like I said, back to the kind of balanced approach that we've always had.
Is it possible in a division race to develop those guys, or I mean,
we don't have any choice. We don't have any choice. You know, that's all we got. You know, and you know, I expect one of those guys. I think Carlos is going to make it for this week, and we'll see about Chris. That'll help us out. But in the meantime, you know, I thought that we got really good play out of Alex. I thought he looked good. We can use him more and find more ways to make sure that he's a factor.
Seahawks hope to have their running game intact in time for Thursday night's matchup against Arizona. Of course, the Cardinals won the first meeting between these two teams in overtime down in the desert. Kickoff Thursday night, 5:20. You can watch it on Fox. You can watch it on the NFL Network, or you can not watch it at all. Jimmy Lake, he's had a couple of days to break down the Huskies' win over Oregon State on Saturday night in their season opener. He met with the media via Zoom on Monday morning. He said he was very pleased with the Huskies' energy.
Extremely proud of the way our team, came out Saturday night. We played with a lot of energy, a lot of juice, and we played a physical game, which we want to be about. I'm extremely pleased with the way we handle adversity. My favorite sequence of the game was our special teams mistake that turned into a touchdown, and then we responded the very next series with our offense marching down and scoring a touchdown and tying the game up 7-7. That was my favorite moment of the whole game. Showed, what our team's been about in 2020, just responding to every setback that's been put in front of us.
The Huskies are scheduled, underlined scheduled, to host Arizona Saturday at Alaska Airlines Field at Husky Stadium. Kickoff 5 o'clock between the 0-1 Wildcats and the 1-0 Huskies. Washington State coach Nick Rolovich said his club is still feeling the sting of losing to Oregon on Saturday night. They're getting preparations done. They're taking on Stanford down at the Farm this week. He says it took he and his coaching staff, they got to get back on track.
I think they were hurt. I think they were upset, missed opportunities, and had to flush it, this morning and move on to Stanford, because Stanford is a whole nother animal.
How do you think they've done flushing it?
In the morning, I think when I first addressed them, I think it was still a lot of those emotions were still there. I think this team, everything they've been through, which a lot, with the lack of availability, really of exposure for really you guys, and what this team's been through. You guys haven't had to see a whole lot of it, or gotten to see a whole lot of it, but I think they felt like they were the team of destiny a little bit, to be honest with you, and didn't turn out that way versus Oregon. And I think a little bit of that, was a little shocking to them, but I thought they flushed it really well this afternoon.
Cougars on the road down to the Farm in California Saturday night, I should say. The Cardinal, by the way, haven't won a game yet. 8 o'clock kickoff on FS1. We have a bit of a fluid schedule this week here in the NCW Live channel. As we already mentioned, we're going to be hosting a live press conference with the Chelan Douglas Health District and local elected officials. That'll be Thursday at 6 o'clock. Then Hockey Night will take over with Wenatchee and Powell River in a game from last December 21st. Friday night features some culture. We could use that. The Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra's second concert will air here on the NCW Live channel at 7 o'clock on Friday night. Then we're back to sports Saturday. Big Nine Wrestling between Moses Lake and Wenatchee. We'll have that from last January at 2 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock is the rebroadcast of the final race of the season at the WVSO as we bring you the Neil Newberry 125 presented by Pepsi. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday, the 17th day of November. I had 3 obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National Homemade bread day. I love homemade bread. I went through a homemade bread phase about 20 years ago. Got a bread maker. Expensive, a couple $100. Used to make homemade bread all the time. As soon as it was done 4 hours later, you just, homemade bread. I got to get back onto that. It's National Baklava Day. Love a good piece of baklava. But nope, because people are constantly telling me to go take a hike. Today is National Go Take a Hike Day. Today, if you're a hiker, hey, this is a great place to live here in Washington State. Now, granted, the hiking options in the wintertime are a bit limited, but in the spring, summer, and fall, go out and get them. Even in this country, there's like 200,000 miles of strictly trails on federal land alone, and there's about 50,000 miles of trails, maintained trails on state lines. Obviously, the American Hiking Society came up with this idea because hiking is good for it. It's good exercise. Be prepared, wear the right kind of shoes, the right kind of clothes for a good hike. You want to hike? You can do all kinds of there's 2 different kinds of trails in this national park system. There's the National Scenic Trails, which just look really cool to look at. The Continental Divide Trail, the Appalachian Trail, the Ice Age Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, which goes a long way. And then you have your historic trails. It takes you through history. The California National Historic Trail is about 5,600 miles. You can walk along the original route of the Pony Express if you want. Whatever the case may be, National Take a Hike Day today. Insert your own joke here. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history, the 52nd anniversary of the infamous Heidi game. Sunday afternoon, November 17th, 1968, viewers on the East Coast of the United States were watching a very exciting football game between the Oakland Raiders and the New York Jets from the Oakland Coliseum. Now, pro football games back in those days lasted about 2.5 hours. No pro football game had ever gone longer than 3 hours. Well, in this game, there were a lot of penalties, there were timeouts, there were injuries, there were interceptions, and there were incompletions, and there were penalties, and the game kept dragging on and on and on and on and on. And at 6:45 on the East Coast, the folks at NBC realized we've been scheduled to air Heidi, the children's film. It's been heavily promoted. We've been talking about it for weeks and weeks. Everybody in the East Coast of the United States at 7 o'clock is expecting to watch the children's movie Heidi, an original production, only the game kept going on and on and on and on. And the president of NBC was the only guy who could say, okay, don't start Heidi, wait till the game is over. But he couldn't get through to the NBC switchboard, and the folks at the NBC Network Operations Center were trying to get a hold of the president at his home in Connecticut, and they just couldn't communicate with each other, and people were calling the switchboard at NBC saying, you're going to televise the whole game, right? And the switchboard eventually overloaded, and it blew all the fuses, and now the executives at NBC couldn't get a hold of each other, and the guy pushing the buttons at the Network Operations Center in New York City said, well, it's 6:59, push the button. And with a minute left in the Raiders-Jets game, the folks on the East Coast, they simply cut away, and Heidi began at 7 o'clock sharp. In the meantime, Oakland scored 2 touchdowns in 9 seconds to win the game. Sports broadcasting was never the same in this country again. After that, they don't do that anymore. The famous Heidi game on this date 52 years ago today. Speaking of television mistakes, they don't get much worse than this. November 17th, 1978, 42 years ago today, the Star Wars Holiday Special airs on CBS. George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, who owned the franchise at the time, said, I don't know what I was thinking when I signed off on this. There's a book called The 100 Dumbest Events in Television History. The Heidi game is in that book, as is this special. It was 2 hours long, and it came in as number 1 on the worst television special ever. It's never been rebroadcast. It's not available on home video. It's become a bit of a cultural landmark for Star Wars fans. Every once in a while, a 6th generation VHS copy will pop up on the internet, but before it's there very long, half an hour or so, the Disney cops, of course, Disney now owns Lucasfilms and the Star Wars franchise, they'll pop up there and take it down. So it's, if you Google it, you might be able to find it, but real quickly Disney will find it and take it down. So it's almost impossible to find. Bootleg copies are available on sale on eBay for a ridiculous amount of money, and most of them are third and fourth generation copies, so it's almost impossible to watch. But if you have 2 hours to kill and you're a Star Wars fan, you might want to track it down. By the way, special guest stars in this holiday special. All the original stars were there, Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and all of them. Special guest stars included B. Arthur, Art Carney, Diane Carroll. The Jefferson Starship played a couple of rock and roll songs. Harvey Korman was in it. Apparently these people needed the money. We could have thrown a telethon for them. The Star Wars Holiday Special aired once, never to be seen again. The plot, by the way, is awful. Just terrible. Don't know what they were thinking. 31 minutes after the hour, birthdays. Rock Hudson, the first big-time major celebrity to die from AIDS. Died of an AIDS-related illness on October 2nd, 1985. The news was shocking, came out of nowhere. And then, of course, it was later revealed that almost all of Hollywood knew that Rock Hudson was, in fact, a homosexual. He was diagnosed with AIDS in 1984. Was a pretty good actor in his time, had a couple of Academy Award nominations. His real name is Roy Harold Shearer. If your name is Roy Shearer, you're not going to be a movie star. If you change your name to Rock Hudson, it greatly increases your odds. Rock Hudson, born in the state in 1925, died of AIDS at the age of 59 in 1985. Martin Scorsese. I've seen every one of his films because they're all good. Although The Irishman was a bit of a challenge for me, but I got through it. Mean Streets, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, The King of Comedy, Goodfellas, The Last Waltz, Cape Fear, Casino. He finally won the Academy Award for Best Director for The Departed. In fact, he has 9 Academy Award nominations for Best Director, which is the most nominated by any living director. Martin Scorsese, the guy knows how to make movies, is 78 years old today. And 3 celebrities born in this state in 1944. Danny DeVito would be 76 years old today because he was born in this state in 1944. Of course, Louis De Palma in Taxi, and now he's on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Plus, he was in some Batman movies. And Danny DeVito, talented guy, 76 years old today. Lorne Michaels was born in the state in 1944. Canadian, now he's an American. An incredibly rich guy. He owns Saturday Night Live and Broadway Entertainment, the production company. Lorne Michaels, the creator of Saturday Night Live, 76 years old today. Tom Seaver would have been 76 years old today. Tom Seaver died on the last day of August of this year at the age of 75. Mr. Met, one of only 2 Mets to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Only he and Mike Piazza have a New York Mets hat on their plaque in Cooperstown. Only Tom Seaver and Walter Johnson have 300 wins, 3,000 strikeouts, and a career earned run average of under 3 times a Cy Young Award nominee, and of course in the Baseball Hall of Fame, Mr. Met Tom Seaver, class act. We miss him. Born in the state in 1944. Gonna take a break. When we come back, Mike Magnotti has an opinion. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
In a world of uncertainty, public transit remains a safe and effective way to travel. Throughout the day, Link staff members clean and sanitize buses between routes. In addition, all our drivers and staff members are wearing masks, and we ask that all riders do too. While riding Link Transit, we ask that you observe social distancing guidelines whenever possible. Ride smart, stay safe, and be healthy. Link Transit, caring for our communities.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee believes a clean home is a happy home. Mary Maids provides holiday cleaning services to cheer about. Don't let the seasonal cleaning ruin the festive fun. Mary Maids can simplify your life at a great value. It's never too soon to start planning a holiday perfect home. Mary Maids of Wenatchee happily offers a worry-free guarantee. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Call Mary Maids today.
What is it about Tipsy Canyon Winery that keeps people coming back? Is it the magnificent view from the hillside tasting room? Is it the exceptional but affordable wines? Or is it just the fact that you feel right at home from the minute you walk through the door? Actually, it's all this and more. Experience the Tipsy Canyon Winery located just outside of Manson. Your new home away from home.
Hello, North Central Washington. I'm Dave Tosh, Executive Director, Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and I'm excited to announce a new variety show entitled Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Senior Center. And I think you'll find it educational, informative, and a lot of fun. Join us in early November for the new program, Vibrant Living.
There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion.
Listen to me!
Now, how do you feel about the fact that social media has basically replaced due process as described in the Constitution? Now, why bother with facts and evidence? Why should we take the time to allow for a trial and let a defendant face their accuser?
You're a moron.
What's the point of making sure a defense attorney has the opportunity to question witnesses and offer exculpating testimony? I mean, can't we just watch 30 seconds of a Facebook video recorded by some random person's cell phone? I mean, why bother with the Constitution? This is Mike Mad Dog McNally.
I want you to stop getting hysterical over nothing.
And that's my opinion.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
It became painfully clear that it was time for a new hot water heater. So found there are two different kinds of water heaters on the market today. There's the old kind, and now they have a new one. It's a heat pump water heater. It's considerably more energy efficient, but it costs a lot more. That's when we discovered that the Chelan County PUD was giving $800 rebates for the heat pump water heater. Now, they're basically the same cost. It only took me a couple of minutes to fill it out, and about 6 weeks later, I got a check back. Pretty cool.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft, ATVs and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retooled Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday.
And we are back at 40 minutes after the hour. Once again, it's cloudy, it's misty, a couple of pockets of light rain here and there. We're at 36 degrees if you're just joining us. We only hit 38 yesterday. That was all we got to, and our high of 38 degrees on Monday happened at 10:41 in the morning, and then it got cooler as the rain came. We had quite a bit of rain, almost a third of an inch of rain here in the Wenatchee Valley, which was not a record setter, but it was a lot of rain. And yet there were other areas not that far away from us in downtown Wenatchee that had no rain at all. And in the Medhow Valley, in Twisp and Medhow proper, and all the way up in Mazamba and Winthrop, they had snow, and a lot of snow. It was an interesting weather day today. Yesterday, things were much more benign today. We'll give you those details again. But first, another look at our headlines. We begin with a 17-year-old girl dying and a Bridgeport man in jail. This was after a weekend vehicular crash in Bridgeport. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies say 35-year-old Christopher Joe Williams crashed a 2011 Honda Accord just after 6 o'clock Saturday night in the 300 block of 17th Street in Bridgeport, killing the teenage occupant identified as Tessa L. Johnson of Bridgeport. Deputies say she was pronounced dead at Three Rivers Hospital in Brewster. Williams remains held in the Okanagan County Jail. He faces likely charges of vehicular homicide and DUI. 3 passengers were hospitalized and the driver charged with DUI in an accident that happened early Sunday. Vehicle crashing and rolling onto its top not far from our studios in South Wenatchee. Wenatchee Police Department Sergeant Nathan Hahn said yesterday he doesn't quite have information on the extent of the injuries, but 3 of the 4 passengers in the car, they were able to get out of the vehicle on their own. Firefighters had to use extraction equipment to get the 4th passenger out. Charged with drunken driving, 22-year-old Rangel Santillan Cruz. The accident happened at about 1:30 in the morning on Sunday in the 500 block of South Chelan Avenue near the S-curves where it merges with Mission. Highway 97A south of Entiat blocked for about an hour late Saturday afternoon after a car caught on fire. Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant said the vehicle was a total loss, but the driver, fortunately, not injured. He said the driver noticed the smoke coming from the vehicle and was able to pull over to the shoulder of the highway. And then the highway was closed just before 5 o'clock. Bryant said traffic was stopped because of visibility concerns from the smoke and also from the fact that ammunition in the vehicle was exploding. State Patrol says an off-duty Grant County Fire District 6 firefighter risked his life and rescued a man from a burning car Sunday afternoon along Lake Lenoir. Near Soap Lake, Trooper John Bryant said in addition to being on fire, the upside-down car was on the edge of a cliff. That's when volunteer firefighter Daniel Bergen used a rock to break the driver's side window and pulled the man to safety. State Patrol said Elicio Martinez was pulling a trailer with a boat on it just before 3 on Sunday afternoon. That's when his vehicle left the roadway and rolled. The trailer detached, went down a steep ravine. The boat and the car stopped just short of plunging down the hillside. Martinez transported to Columbia Basin Hospital, cited for wheels off the roadway and not having vehicle insurance. A Wenatchee landscaping company facing a fine of $3,500 for illegal burning in Douglas County. The State Department of Ecology says Young Bucks Landscaping set fire to a heap of gathered brush just outside of East Wenatchee last year. Ecology assessed the $3,500 fine in September. The violation followed similar infractions committed by the company over the last 4 years. Chelan County wants to fortify itself against climate change, and Monday it released a draft for its plans to do so. The Chelan County Climate Resiliency Strategy warns that the average local temperature could increase by as much as 6 degrees Fahrenheit over the next 30 years, with more winter rainfall and less mountain snowpack. So responses to that include added water storage, increased preparation for wildfires and floods, and sustainable farming practices. They're all on the table. Agency partnerships and community workshops have all contributed to the planning process. More public planning workshops are scheduled for December 2nd and 3rd. The Chelan County Natural Resources Department plans to issue an agenda for those meetings. And finally, Eastmont Parks and Rec made the announcement late last week. It's officially completed its new futsal field at the park. The project, fueled by local donations and a grant from the U.S. Soccer Foundation, is a multi-purpose athletic field that's been in the works since 2018. Futsal is basically soccer on a smaller scale. You have fewer players, the ball is smaller, the field is smaller. Organizers say it's a great addition to the park, particularly for child athletes. And that is one more look at what's making headlines on this Tuesday morning. Again, hovering right at 36 degrees. Once again, a reminder, on Thursday night at 6 o'clock, there will be a press conference, and we will be televising that press conference live. It is the response to the local COVID-19 pandemic and the alarming uptick in cases and hospitalizations here in North Central Washington, and of course the new orders issued by the governor on Sunday morning. Local elected officials will be on hand, as will local medical experts in their individual fields. Again, this is a press conference not open to the public, but we will have that press conference for you live here on the NCW Life Channel Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. All right, going to take a break, and when we come back, more views from around the valley and your weather forecast. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I-dos to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Integrative Chiropractic Clinic and Rehab now offers more services. If you've been injured on the job, in an auto accident, have a sports injury, call today and try his wraparound services. Latimer Chiropractic Clinic has added a physician's assistant and a naturopath to their medical lineup. From needing stress relief from a busy life to looking at core health issues, stop by Latimer's Integrative Chiropractic Clinic on Mission, where they are committed to doing more so you can too.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Experience the relaxation that a Bullfrog Spa provides. Visit Pool to Spa Services on Worthen Street, down from Pybus.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue.
Currently, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is open for dine-in and take-out. Owner Justin Hefner and his staff are just as excited as you to get back to their regularly scheduled full menu, music, and poker, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is serving a limited menu for lunch and dinner, dine-in or take-out.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
And we're back 50 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 17th day of November. I am Dan Kuntz. And we mentioned this at the top of the hour, at the top of the show. It was a very strange weather day yesterday with a high of only 38 degrees. That was it. Our afternoon high was closer to what our normal low temperature would be. And not only did we only get to 38 degrees, our low on Monday was 34. So we had a 4-degree difference, temperature variation between our low and our high. And not only do we only get to 38 degrees with almost a third of an inch of rain, but in many locations around the Wenatchee Valley and up in, say, Chelan, for instance, and I double-checked this with the National Weather Service, we had quite a bit of rain yesterday, almost a third of an inch, and Chelan and Manson had no measurable rain, and the Methow Valley had snow, quite a bit of snow, very impressive snow accumulations. It was a weather smorgasbord yesterday. We're going to do your weather details one more time, but first we have a moment or two, so we thought we'd take another tour around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. Clouds look like they're thinning out just a skosh than it was at the top of the show. Not really too much, but I'm seeing a little bit more white and a little more gray, or a little less gray, I should say. Of course, we had that cold front that moved through, lots of low pressure. But before this front leaves, and it's in the process of actually leaving as we speak, it's going to bring in some southerly winds, and with the southerly winds, it usually means warmer temperatures, and you're going to notice when we get to the forecast, it's supposed to be considerably warmer today than it was yesterday. In the meantime, we're dealing with clouds and fog. No real rain that I can see or am told outside of our studios, and we're at 36 degrees in downtown Wenatchee from our Valley View camera. Let's see what Megan wants to do here. She moved him around a little bit. Is that still Stein? No, that's not Stein's. That's, boy, Megan, what did you do to me here? She's so good at this. Orchards, canal, river, lake. Help me out, Megan. That's Hose Landing. Wow, we haven't used that angle in a while. Normally we have Hose Landing pointed up the other direction towards Aniat, but we have it pointed to the south. And that's a pretty dramatic rock outcropping there at Hose Landing. I've been up there. I went up there once with our Sky-Fi crew to take a look at the tower. There's a couple of transmitters and repeaters up on top of Hose Landing. And that's one of those roads where if you're going one way and there's another truck coming down, somebody's got to back down the whole way. There's not a lot of passing room. It's a one-lane road to get to the top of Hose Landing and look at the orchards hanging down. That's a beautiful view. That's looking to the south, by the way, down towards Arrondo Rock in that area there. Camera number 3. Speaking of Arrondo Rock, there it is, and Megan's got it zoomed in just a little bit. The Arrondo Rock camera is one of our lower cameras, so it becomes a really handy tool this time of the year when we have the low clouds and the fog, and our high cameras, and almost all of our Sky-Fi PTZ cameras are in fact quite high up in elevation, because that's how the system works. But when they're up high and we got clouds and fog, you can't see anything. It just looks gray, so we have a chance to use some of our lower cameras, and that's one of them. That is Lake Aniat, and of course Turtle Rock, and it's called Turtle Rock. It got its name, of course, because it's a giant rock. And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, viewers, I believe Turtle Rock is owned by the Chelan County PUD. I think they used to have like a small power generator out there. I know they have power lines that run out there, but I believe Turtle Rock, which is a popular boating destination in the summertime. I believe the entire Turtle Rock area, the island in the middle of the Columbia River, is PUD property. I'm not sure on that. Chelan County PUD, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure about that. Camera number 4 is, wow, that's cool. Badger, Megan? Badger Mountain, high above the East Wenatchee bench. Now that is a cool spot. The sun is pretty much right behind that tower. As you can see, they had a little bit more snow still sticking to the ground up on Badger Mountain, but that's way, way up there in elevation. And that cloud and fog formation that you see is hanging right over the top of the Wenatchee Valley with the wheat fields down below. Beautiful view there from Badger Mountain. Incredible views. Nice stuff, Megan. Way to mix it up. I like that, even though I didn't get Hose Landing correctly. It's a new game show. What are we looking at? I can host it, but I can't participate. I'm obviously no good sometimes at picking our campers. We're going to take a break, come back, do your weather forecast and your past report one more time. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Look at that. Yeah.
There he is. Sure wish he was here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Little 4-point. It's a nice kokanee. Solid fish.
Watch the Northwest Outdoorsman with Richie Herod Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. on the NCW Life Channel.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guests for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
And we are back. Let's wrap up this program on this Tuesday with your weather forecast, your past report. First of all, your forecast from the National Weather Service. Again, we had the cold front that came in. It did not warm us up much at all yesterday with a high of only 38 degrees with a rain. It was just a rainy, raw Monday. But things are going to change a little bit today because the front is passing through and we're going to have some southerly and southeasterly winds, and that's going to blow through the area. So it's going to be a little windy later on this afternoon. And that's also going to warm up the air quite a bit. As you can see, our high today, forecast high today with cloudy skies and a slight chance of some rain, 48, which is 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, and that's a huge difference. 34 for the overnight low tonight. Snow levels are going to be way up there, way above the valley floor anyway. And ironically enough, when the snow level drops down close to the Wenatchee Valley, say 1,700 feet down to 1,300 feet, when it drops down, the precipitation odds also drop down. So the better chance of precipitation with the higher elevations is what we're looking at. So not a lot really to talk about. All things concerned, pretty quiet. 34 for the overnight low tonight. Tomorrow, slight chance of rain in the morning, better chance of rain in the afternoon, cloudy, foggy, high of about 48. 32 for the overnight low Wednesday night. Snow level is going to go down to 2,300 feet, but we're not expecting anything down here. On Thursday, 20% chance of rain. Snow level right around 1,700 feet, but again, very little chance of rain, so we're not going to get any snow down here. Friday, lots of sunshine, looks good. High of about 46, 47, right around there. Few clouds and fog forms on Friday night. Not a bad, kind of a mixed bag over the weekend. Saturday, partly cloudy and a high of 45. Sunday, mostly cloudy, 44. All things considered, really pretty quiet weather this weekend into the weekend. Mountain passes pretty much haven't changed in the last hour or so. That's a live shot of I-90. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and dry. A little wet spot here and there. It's overcast, a little foggy, but you're good to go. Slide on down the road. Stevens is looking pretty fine too. Seeing a lot of pavement, even though they still have a traction tire advisory. Right at the very summit of Stevens, the last, if you're familiar with Stevens, the last 3 or 4 miles in either direction is where you're going to find some slush and some snow in places. For the most part, Stevens is good to go, but you still have a traction tire advisory there. And on Blewett Pass, no advisories, no restrictions. A little foggy. The roadway's pretty much bare and wet, and very little snow at all expected in the major mountain passes. An inch or so there, an inch of snow tonight. The most chance of measurable snow, we're being told, on the mountain passes probably Saturday night for the most part. Just a little bit of snow right through the rest of the week, and that is it for us. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.